Hello everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. Yeah, we have another blustery day here. Supposed to have some more snow on the weekend, but fortunately it's also supposed to melt really fast, so there's that. Yeah. Winter up here, we have a joke about, we had a picture of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings and saying, don't they know about second winter? So we have, yeah, spring likes to fake us out a lot of times. You think it's spring, but it's, then the snow comes again, then it gets nice again, then the snow comes again. Yeah, that happens about 3 or 4 times. I often say I would prefer it if it would just stay cold until the real thaw happens and we just get one spring. That would be really nice. Okay, but yeah, that never seems to happen. Well, I grew up on the West Coast, on Vancouver Island for a lot of it. And yeah, we didn't get much snow, but it did rain a lot. So things were nice and green for most of the year, but yeah, there was that endless rain. I remember one year we had that gray overcast sky and rain for, I think it was 6 weeks straight. It was a new record. Oh my gosh. It was like I forgot what the sun looked like. That was not good. Yeah, I have people say they prefer rain because you don't have to shovel rain like you do snow, but no, I find rain more depressing. Yeah, so I got a call from the body shop, and they got my car parts in like 3 weeks before they expected, so yay. Yeah, gonna get my car fixed pretty soon. So I had to reorder myself my my bumper stickers because yeah, the part where they're stuck is getting replaced, so yeah, you could probably hear my vent cover flapping around from that wind. And that tinging noise is my guinea pig biting her water bowl. She does that sometimes. It's just, she doesn't even drink out of it sometimes. She just comes up and starts hitting it with her teeth. Yeah, we had one of the old, you know, bottles with the nozzle on it that you usually get for those pets, but she didn't like it and she barely drank. Sort of just enough to keep alive. But so I tried switching her to an open dish, and then yeah, she started drinking more, and then that made her eat more, and then she really fattened up. Then apparently guinea pigs, it's not unhealthy for them to be fat. Plus they're just so darn cute. Yeah, if they start losing weight, you have to worry, like, keep them nice and well fed. Especially here where it's colder, they need that extra fat to keep them warm. There we go. Okay, so I've got a few of this parked as usual. Oh, that is a long one. That one's pretty long too, so I'm thinking, yeah, I think I know what I'm gonna do. So this one that's to the right, I'm going to do that stitch that it's in when I get to it and carry it up to the right. This one I'm going to kind of meander around doing these stitches again when I get to them. Without closing stuff in. Okay, so we'll see. Bottom of my diagonal is right here on this line, so we'll see if I reach it in this stitch with me session or not. Oh, pardon me, my gosh. Oh. Yeah, I did not sleep good last night. Woke up at 4:30. I'm definitely not an early bird who is ready to be functional that early. Oh. I always say I might be up, but I'm not really awake until at least 9. 10 is better. Yeah, it's one thing I really like about the summer because I don't have to get my kiddo to school. I can follow my more natural sleep rhythms. I am a natural night owl, so I actually need less sleep when I can set my sleep hours. It's when I'm having to conform to the traditional sleep hours. Yeah, I have a lot more difficulty. Oh, my word, pardon me. Yeah, lots of this color. Still over 9,000 stitches of this 823. Yeah, this one you can buy in a cone. This version of navy blue, but the 939 you can't. So weird. But I didn't buy a cone of this. I don't have enough stitches like I do of the black, where I've got like 200,000 of those between all my patterns combined. Okay, so this was the one I decided it's going to carry up to the right. Okay, I see where I want to park this one. Again, just planning ahead a little bit. Hopefully later future me will remember what it was I was trying to do. And yeah, unthreaded that as it was in the next diagonal. Okay. Okay, yeah, I was thinking if I remember correctly, this piece is not very long. And we'll be having to start another soon. But I have quite a lot of stuff parked down towards the left, so I may end up again going to the left and then spreading my way back over to the right, as per usual. My gosh. Look at that wind. I'll have to go check on my garbage cans after this, make sure they didn't blow away. I had to, when, pardon me, when we still did blue bins for recycling instead of the blue bags, on days like this, I had to put a rock inside the recycle bin when it didn't have anything in it. It would blow right down the street. I heard it once skittering down the road, and I actually saw two of them, and I didn't know which neighbor it was, so I had them, I grabbed it and put a rock in them, stacked them and stuck a rock in them, and later a neighbor said, did you happen to find another blue bin? Yeah. I wanted to get it out of the street so nobody'd run over it. Yeah, because that area there has mostly completed bits. Yeah, we'll see if I can manage to do all this area without closing stuff in, or if I'm going to have to break my guidelines and adjust accordingly. Okay, I think I'll just do this one first because, yeah, that's another thread I can get out of my way. Lots of pin stitches in this area. Okay. Okay, another one we can deal with and be done with. So many blues in this section, my gosh. Yeah, there must be over a dozen different shades of blue in this area. Okay. Yeah, so I usually work top down, but some days I just end up sort of working more of a bottom up direction, whatever just makes sense to me at the time. Whoops. Try that again. There we go. Getting tangled. Actually, that's how I knit too, mostly from the top down if I'm making a garment. Because yeah, there's actually a book about that by Barbara G. Walker, knitting from the top down, and how it's easier to well, one nice thing is if you're making it a sweater in one piece from the top down, you can actually try it on while you are knitting it to see if it's fitting right. If you start from the bottom up, that's a lot harder to do. So yeah, I actually have this really skinny long thing I found at the thrift store. It's like got a needle point on one end, and it's a really long plastic cable, and it's got a stopper at the other end. So I don't know what it's intended to be for, because it kind of looks like a knitting needle on the needle end, but anyway, that's what I use it for. I take it and I transfer all the live stitches onto the needle, and then you can put the whole pullover on and see if it's fitting nicely. So yeah, I've done that. I don't knit as much now, but yeah, that was my obsession for a while. Right, these days when I do knit, it's mostly blankets. Because you don't really have to worry about fitting with those, right? So yeah, right now, knitting another of those from the center out 10-point star blankets. There was another video of those on my channel. Okay, these stitches are really spread out. Nope. Those are just too uneven. There we go. There, bit I trimmed off got stuck in the stitch. Okay, actually, let me do these two first. Yeah, because then I could do a whole bunch of those hollow circle stitches at one time. Okay, I have a lot of shorter bits here for this 934 color, so I'm going to use them up. Oh, and out of needles again. Yeah, there are so many colors in this area. Goodness, there. Not find the spot. Oh. Okay. Again, just checking the different lengths of these part threads. That's not very long either. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Probably those, and that will be probably all I'll get from this thread. Yeah, that was a pretty accurate guess. Get pretty good at doing that when you've been doing this long enough. Oh, try not to stab myself there. Ouch. Okay. Okay, and out of this diagonal. Ah, good. Other one I can end off. I always like doing those first when possible. And then I have one less hanging thread to deal with. Okay. That one did not want to cooperate. Go. Alrighty. Okay. Just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do here. Okay, and that will affect what I do with this one. So this one I'm going to park in the next diagonal and be done with it. The other one I'm gonna carry across. So there we go. Come on, there we go. Wasn't sure which thread that needle was attached to. Ooh. Okay. There we go. One, two, 3, and 4. There. Done. So slightly longer carries here, but still close enough that it's worth it. And they'll get stitched over on the back, so they'll get anchored down. But it's still close enough that if I stopped and started, that would use up more thread. Okay, perfect. Now I knew this one was still threaded. Okay, and I'm gonna leave this threaded because I'll do one more stitch before I park it for the next diagonal. Okay. I think maybe we will get this diagonal done in today's session. Yeah. Making good progress today, I think. Oh. Pardon me, even if I am darn tired. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not someone who can take a nap. Unless I'm getting sick, which I'm not. Knock on wood. Okay, now did I leave that one threaded? No, I left that one. That's what it was. Okay. Right, I forgot. Just do that now. Oh, there. Okay, so this one, and then I'll do that one. Thinking maybe this went faster because I'm working basically with only threads that are already parked here. I haven't had to pull many new ones. So yeah, that always goes a bit faster. Of course, after I said that, now there'll be a new color to add, but what I may do is sort of fill in other stuff so that I can do those other two black heart stitches at once, if possible. That also makes it go a little faster when you can sort of group the colors. Okay, we shall see. Okay, I think I'm gonna go down here. Yeah. I'm gonna use up this thread before I add more. That was really uneven. Don't know why. Okay. Okay. Those ones. Oh, I think that wind blew some of that cloud cover away. So you can see a little bit of blue sky. That's always nice. Yeah, so I mean the other day saying, I think I'm complex, but then the sun comes out and I'm happy. I'm functionally no better than a leaf. Yeah, some people are affected by levels of sunlight a lot more than others. I'm definitely one of those. I had for a while, I was working in a warehouse, so there was no natural light coming in. Ugh, it was not good after a while. I felt like I've been buried alive. So I got a daylight lamp. It's called the Veralux Happy Light. It was like $100, and it simulates daylight. You just kind of keep it like a light box. That's what it's called. Kind of keep it off to the side. So I kept it next to my computer, so you'd sort of see it without actually staring at it, because you're not supposed to stare straight at it. And but it gives you sort of the illusion of there being light. Natural light, and yeah, it did make a difference. So I have the seasonal affective disorder, which it's kind of funny that the initials for that are spell out sad. But yeah, the winter blues, I definitely feel that. So it doesn't even have to be really warm, but I need the sun. Sometimes even when it's really, really cold, but bundle up and then sort of go outside, turn my face towards the sun and soak some of it in. And I do take vitamin D supplementation as well, which that helps, and vitamin B. But, well, we come from nature, right? Makes sense that we can find nature healing. Apparently I've heard that one of the reasons gardening is so soothing to us too is not just the act of being in nature, but actually having your hands in the dirt exposes you to microbes that help. So yeah, I always say, well, I really should try that. At least try putting in a summer garden. Grow some, you know, beans and tomatoes and stuff. I had some friends who gave us some lovely vegetables from their garden one year. Fresh grown corn. Yum. So good. Although I got really spoiled. For a while I lived in the Fraser Valley, and that's where they grow a lot of the corn in Chilliwack area. And oh, that stuff, bright yellow and so sweet, crisp and juicy. Yeah, and of course by the end of the season they would have so much they're trying to unload, so they'd be selling it for like, you know, 10 for $1. So yeah, yum. My husband's not a big corn on the cob fan. He will eat it. I mean, he'll eat anything I cook, basically. He doesn't cook, so he doesn't complain about anything I cook. But me, oh, I just love it. In fact, I had braces for, you know, a couple of years in high school, straighten out my teeth, and you're not allowed to eat corn on the cob. That was hard. Yeah, there was a few rules they had. Don't chew on ice, because of course that can break things. Don't suck on lemons and limes, because the acidity in it is not good. Of course, this is in the old days with, I had the old, you know, brackets and wires braces. They now have those invisible ones. But they didn't have that when I was getting my teeth straightened. So, yeah. One time I was naughty, and I ate a piece of raw pasta, and one of the ones that's had a band around your tooth, it bent it. And I ended up bending it back with a spoon. So I would get in trouble. Gosh. But yeah, those were no fun. Not just because they're not the most, you know, attractive thing, but because they rub the insides of your mouth quite sore. They would give us they'd give us wax that you would take little pieces and sort of warm them up in your fingers and stick it over the parts that were rubbing your gums and stuff raw, or the insides of your lips raw. But yeah, it wasn't fun. And I played the flute in high school, and when there were days when I'd just gotten my braces tightened, I couldn't play because just resting the flute against my mouth was agonizing. Oh. Yeah, those weren't fun. I mean, it was worth it. I'm quite happy with my my teeth now. They look quite nice, but yeah, it was definitely, you know, no pain, no gain. And you'd also get little rubber bands that would go in different places to adjust certain things. Like I had they said my midline wasn't straight, so where the front top 2 teeth and the front bottom 2 teeth, they want them to line up straight, and mine didn't. And so I had to have one that was connected on like one of my canine teeth, and right across the front and then down. And so I had to put those in sort of well, you just take them out to eat and then have them in all the time otherwise. And oh, the number of times somebody told me I had something stuck in my teeth, because of course it was right across the front of my smile when I'd talk. Yeah, it's like if I had $1 for every time somebody had told me that. My goodness, it's not fun. Or what's really fun, you yawn and the rubber band snaps, and yeah, bang, or it shoots across the room and hits someone else. It's like, oh God, I'm sorry, I'm so embarrassed. Yeah, there was one kid who, instead of wearing them, was using them on a pencil to shoot people, till he got in trouble for it. But yeah. And then one of my friends had to have hers. She looked like she had fangs, because they're, yeah, coming off the eye teeth and coming down towards the front middle. And yeah, so I remember telling her, well, it's too bad it's not October, so you can just say you're a vampire and it's your costume. Yeah. The only thing they don't tell you when you're getting those is you basically have to wear retainers forever. Like, I only wear mine once a week at night just to keep things from moving. But, I mean, I've had my braces off for 25 years now, maybe more. Yeah, something like that, 25 years. And I notice if I skip a week and don't wear my retainer, when I put it in the next week, it feels very tight and a bit sore. So, yeah, your teeth are never quite as stable as someone who's have never been moved, which I guess kind of makes sense, right? So, yeah, my retainers started wearing out when I was like close to 30. And I asked them to make me another one. And they said, oh, you don't really need it. And I just said, you know what, make me another one anyway. I don't care. Because I paid a lot in, you know, pain for this this smile. I want to keep it straight. So, yeah, they said, okay, well, if you really want it, we'll make you one. See, I had one friend who, after she had her braces off, after about 6 months, for some reason, her orthodontist told her, oh, you don't need to wear your retainer anymore. And I think it broke. And she said, I need a new one. No, he says, you're fine. You don't need it. She goes back in for a follow-up and says, I can feel that my teeth are moving. He's like, no, they're fine. They're fine. Yeah, sure enough, 6 months later, he looks, he's like, oh, I guess we're going to have to put brackets back on. She had to be partial braces again. It's like, come on. Why didn't you just listen? You know? Oh, I hate when they do that. Like, if somebody tells you that they can feel that their teeth are moving, maybe take a look and trust that they know their body, right? Yeah. Yeah, I lucked out genetically, though. I haven't had a cavity since I was 10, so yeah. Like, yeah, taking care of them is important, but honestly, a lot of it is genetic, too. And they're pretty good at preventative care these days. I know my son had to get some sealants in a few teeth because they said that the way they were shaped, I don't know, they called it like the buckling on his molars is quite deep. And so yeah, they gave him preemptive where they sealed it, filled it in a bit so that it's less likely to crack. So yeah, so far it's been good. And his teeth are definitely a lot straighter than mine were. My gosh, mine were a mess. I had my eye teeth were way up in my gum line where they shouldn't be. And well, they basically had a small jaw for my mom and big teeth from my dad's side. So there's just no space for them. I ended up with one tooth that was sort of behind all the others. So it made like this tooth and then one here and one here. And oh, yeah. And it actually was so much that it pushed my lips out forward a bit too. So when they pulled some teeth to make some room, yeah, the teeth actually slanted backwards, and nobody warned me. I was like, why is this happening? But actually, that was supposed to happen because, yeah, they were slanting out too far forward because there was no room once they made some room. Yeah. So I had 4 baby teeth pulled in an attempt to make more room for the adult teeth to come in straight, which unfortunately did not work. And then I had 4 adult teeth pulled to make space, so I have fewer molars than most adults. And then, of course, the wisdom teeth. And at the time, I had this fear of being put under. I'd never gone under general anesthesia. So I said, we'll do it with local. And yeah, I tell people now, just get the general, because boy, that was a sensory nightmare. Oh my gosh, the sound, and they push so hard on your jaw, you feel like they're gonna break it off. And oh, it was not good. So I endured, but yeah, I'd always tell people now who are debating it, I said, just unless general anesthesia is genuinely dangerous for you, just do general, because yeah, it's awful. It's not like a normal tooth extraction, because I had it done many times, and yeah, the wisdom teeth is not like a regular one, so. Oh. Okay, we are almost done. Yeah, we are almost done this area. Woohoo! In less time than I thought it would take. But yeah, like I said, because they were already parked threads for most of what I was stitching with, that goes faster than when you're adding new threads all over the place. That does slow you down a bit. All right, we'll do all those if this one is long enough. Just make sure I'm grabbing the correct thread. Yeah, there are a lot of very dark blue threads here, so I've got to be careful. Again, where grid lines help. Make sure I grabbed the right one. I had one where I grabbed the correct color of the thread, but I had two parked. And so I grabbed the correct color, but the wrong particular thread. And then, yeah, I really messed myself up there. So, okay. Excellent. Nice. So yeah, there's one sort of parked up at the top. There's this one here. So I'm going to, instead of carrying this one back up along the edge, which I might have done if there wasn't another thread of this color parked nearby, I'm instead going to carry this one down into, yeah, and park it below, ready for the next pass to be used. So, yeah. I have a nice short little piece. So you know what? I'm going to just do one single stitch with it. Because why not? Okay, make sure I remember to mark that I did it. Yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit along here. And then that'll be it. So I'm going to just unthread all the rest of these because they're all, yeah, in the next diagonal. And then I'll do these, and I think we'll call it a day there. Got quite a lot done this session. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I did another tutorial about reaching the bottom of a diagonal. What I do when I run out of room. Well, I guess you get to see it again. So yeah, I've seen some where people, they do actually do their diagonal across the entire project. They'll just keep, you know, scrolling along and going down. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, for me, I don't like moving my frame that much, so that's why I cut it off and do a straight line and just go in passes across the project. I would imagine too the going diagonal across the entire project probably works easier if you're using a literal scroll frame, so you can literally just, you know, loosen the nuts and scroll it along a bit. Yeah, with a Q-snap it's harder. Q-snap and the clamp frame, yeah. Kind of have to disassemble everything. I know there was one somebody was talking about that they had, because they like to do one color across the whole project and be able to easily scroll back and forth. And so they were looking for one that is a floor stand, because too heavy to hold the project in their hand, but that they could do that easily. So yeah, I think somebody did find something for it though. It was like a custom job, but yeah. All right, mark my parking mark. Awesome, over 150 today. Yeah, that seems like a good stopping point, because I'm going to have to go back to the top and do the next diagonal. So I think we'll call it a day there. And thank you so much for joining me. All right, see you next time.